Listen, guys, thank you everyone that's here. I think for Emma and I both, I can speak for Emma and say this is probably one of the most important days of our life, definitely our business career. And we're in this centre, but it isn't about the business today, it's about the charity today. So Emma is going to be the star of the show. I'm just going to make an introduction. I'm going to pass it over to Emma, a guest speaker. But I just wanted to say thank you everyone for your time. It's Friday afternoon, a Friday morning. You're giving up your time to be here, and some amazing gifts as well. So there's not enough thanks, not enough time to do it individually. I want to get my part out of the way and pass over to Emma. So welcome to our new space. This has been a dream of mine. For those that know, and there's a few people, Helen, this was on my vision board many, many years ago when I did a presentation in Doncaster, and I put a picture very, very much like this office. And I'm not a manifestation, airy-fairy type person, but it turns out we've managed to get this. So this is a dream, and it's more than just an office. An office is fine, everybody can have offices, but we want it to be a lot more. So firstly, this is our Safe Havens headquarters. This is a charity, Safe Havens. Emma will tell you lots about that. You can see it's a donation centre, a fundraising centre. The team involved with Safe Havens up to now have done a lot, and the people that have been involved, not our team, but the volunteers, the people donating, have saved lives. But we are going to make a massive difference with this centre, and it's going to inspire people. Next, and a very quick, this is our HQ for our business. This is how we fund the charity. This is how we make money as a company. Pillow Partners is the company that we do. Service accommodation management, this is our HQ here. Not about that today. In the centre of excellence, we didn't just want an office. I wanted something that was driving standards forward in the industry. Service accommodation, for those that don't know, it's like Airbnb. And people don't necessarily like that industry for various reasons. All parties, it takes away affordable housing. We want to be a force for good. Always been my dream not to just have a business, but every single stay in our properties, every guest, every host makes the world a better place. And we've been trying hard to do that. And I think this place here is going to get standards for the property industry, the service accommodation industry. And Emma's going to share her vision of what we want to do for young entrepreneurs. We already had our first networking event last night, and we saw connections being made, lives being shaped. So we want this to be something for the community as well. So that is enough from me. I want to head over to Emma, and Emma is going to tell you all about the Safe Havens charity and what we have planned. Awesome.
Thank you, Scott. And first and foremost, I just want to thank every single one of you for coming here to learn more about Safe Havens. So hopefully today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and what we've achieved so far. So our mission is to provide funded experiences every year for those in society who need it the most. That's how we originally set out the charity, and that's the stuff that we have been trying to do. There's been a few bumps along the way, I'm not going to lie, but this year we're really going to shape it into something special as well. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about who we are. This is us, all with our glad rags on. So we're looking good in this picture. There's Scott, there's myself, there's Edith. Edith gives a wave. So that is the current trustees of the charity. We've got two mystery guests here. So we've also got two new trustees of the charity. We've got the wonderful Fiona Taylor, if you'd like to stand up. And we also have Mark Lamson, who are coming onto the board as our new trustees. If we can give them a round of applause for giving up their time. We have also taken on an advisor to the board who knows a little bit more than what we do about charity. Karen Johnson, if you can give us a little wave over there. Karen is going to make sure that we do things right here at Safe Havens, because there's actually so many moving parts to running a charity in the first place. It's not just as simple as doing some good, which we've found out as we've gone along. So we've achieved loads of things so far, lots of pictures up here, and I'm just going to go through a few of the things that we've actually done with the fundraising we've done so far. So we've fed 340 people in the local community fully for 4 days. The staff spent a day packing bags at the local food bank. We've had partner donations distributed through the communities. We get sponsorship from companies like Haribo's. There's like 10 million packets of nuts there. That's a different story. Alan will remember that. We literally sat in pallets of nuts for months and months, and we got them out. We've got partners like this who've donated into our goodie bags today, so I would say to have a good look through them as well. Our office here, we fed 1,000 children in Africa just through a donation of furniture. We've gifted 9 funded stays to partner charities and to people who need them the most. few more pictures there, so then just a few more pictures of different things. We've donated linens as well, so that's linens that have been past their kind of sell-by date for service accommodation. We make sure they're going out to the community. There's Scott and I at Loaves and Fishes. We did selection boxes as well at Christmas, and there's a team having an amazing time packing bags at Loaves and Fishes as well. One of the other amazing things we did, and probably one of the most humbling experiences we had, was when we gave up our Christmas Day to deliver 65 Christmas meals on Christmas Day to people who were going to be on their own. So we gave up our Christmas to do that. As you can see, it started off being really good fun. I'll let Scott tell this story because I get a little bit emotional about this one as well.
So I don't know if you guys remember during lockdown, the world was crazy, and we weren't that bothered about Christmas. We didn't have kids, and we thought, listen, how do we help people during these times? And we thought, there are people there that are spending Christmas alone for the very first time ever. There's people 60, 70, even 80 years old. Not one of those years in their whole entire life had they ever spent it alone in some of the most worrying times they would have had with the COVID pandemic as well. So we thought, right, will there be people willing to, can we get an industrial unit? Can we get some chefs? So we got a catering company. We hired an industrial unit, and our target was to do 50 meals. And again, this is just an example of some of the stuff we do, but a story that I genuinely want to share with you, and you'll see why. So you can see some of the people here at the bottom, and again, I'm sharing these photos. You can see there's people delighted. We did it to nursing homes. There'll be people in the room that shared we asked for referrals. Who in communities are going to be alone for the first time? Their husbands and wives maybe have passed away. Their family can't go. Their children can't see them. And the world was in chaos. So we thought, let's not take Christmas bonuses at Pillow. Everybody put their money in. Let's fund this thing. We get 65. There's some happy stories there. We did deliver 65, but I want to share a picture that's probably one of the saddest pictures I've ever taken. There's some happy people there, but there was also some really sad stories of elderly people themselves. And listen, we're having fun, we're out and about, we're literally running back to get these meals. We're taking them in 3, so they were piping hot. It was a 3-course meal, and so people donated these little things, all fun and all happy and positive. And we get so many happy stories. But of the 65, there were some that didn't get a Christmas dinner. By the time of us having that referral of somebody being alone for the first time ever, and us delivering that on Christmas Day, that box was never delivered. And that is one picture, and it's definitely encapsulates the day. One of the saddest things, because some people just didn't get, not only were they going to be alone on Christmas Day, but they didn't get a Christmas dinner, and there was things for us where they would be sitting for a few weeks. A couple of weeks, that box was there, and thinks, what is that? Why is it starting to smell? And there's people left behind in society. And for us, this is what drives us. So that picture there is the saddest one, and always makes me emotional, because there were so many happy stories, but that's just one of 3 or 4 that never got their Christmas dinner. And that's 65 meals of everybody in Britain. That's 65 of how many people are here, 70 million. How many other people that we get left by the cracks of society. And I think genuinely it's what drives us. It's not governments and big businesses' responsibility to do this. There's other charity people in the room that do this, much more impact than Emma and I have done. I think it's our responsibility as society to solve the things that governments and big companies may create. And I think us as entrepreneurs are even better placed as business owners to do that and prevent stories like that happening. And that's what drives us every day. So that there, the saddest picture ever, but also the most inspiring picture, because I don't want to see that happening. So we're not here to be sad. This is a day of joy. This is a day of positivity. Let's move on to something close to our hearts.
Dogs.
Doggies! Yes! So I said, well, we'll put a happy slide on Emma. And Emma pointed out, like, yeah, that dog's got one leg.
It's no legs. That dog's actually now passed away. So we follow all these dogs as well, so we know their story. But that dog got an amazing life at that dog shelter, you know, and it's little things like that. And us just turning up at the shelter and just interacting with those dogs, you know, it's like it's another soul, it's another being, and it made their life special. And that's really special to us, and we do that every time that we go away.
And now we're putting dogs on to brighten the mood a little bit, because there's happy dogs with waggy tails. But whether it's an elderly person, a young entrepreneur, anybody that's gone through difficulty in life, we want to do some good there. And we want to use our network, and we want to use our properties, our guests, every single person. If we can get 10,000 nights, happy nights to people that otherwise wouldn't have them, we can make an impact. And that's why you guys are here. Let's share some stories, Emma, but how do we make that impact? Because it's not about taking dogs out, not really about Christmas dinners. It's bigger than that. How do we do it?
Yeah, so there's loads of ways. We've done some amazing stuff, which I'm sure you'll agree, but we've got to do stuff in order to be able to facilitate that. So some of the things we've done the kilt walk, I think 3 times now. My feet still hurt from the last one. So the kilt walk is something we do every single year. We did a sponsored walk with the team up Tinto Hill. The team will remember this one. It was howling a gale. It was pissing down, for want of another word. We were all drook it by the end of it. So all the team were involved in that, and we're taking donations for it. We get donations at networking events. We did one last night. We got some amazing donations there from Heather's network. We partner with local food banks, companies and other charities. They sometimes have an infrastructure that we don't. We can collect donations. We might not be able to get them out to the people because we don't have that network of people. So if we're partnering with other people, the collaboration is key. And we've also got partner donations of accommodation. The accommodation part is really important as well. And that's from our owners at Pillow Partners, and it can be from other people that qualify to be a safe haven as well.
Yeah, and with that, we are going to think of a big thermometer next time you come of all the nights that we ask our owners to pledge nights in their property. So think of Airbnb. Well, it's Airbnb, but when you check out, you can do some good, make some charity donations. You can leave the things we see here, food for food banks. But if we can get owners who are in a really privileged position of having a second home, an investment, to donate time in their property, we can then raffle them off. Like it's thousands of pounds, and a nice example, £1,000. Not going to put homeless people in, but we can give that money to charity to get 50 sleeping bags and make homeless people a little bit better off. Hosts can help donate things that they don't need in their properties to us. And if we can get every host doing a pledge of between 3 and 7 nights, that aims to give 10,000 nights a year. So holiday home owners are in a really privileged position to have a second home and investment, and a tiny, tiny little bit from them can save lives. People that go on holidays are in a privileged position to be able to go on a staycation to London or up to Loch Lomond or we've got franchisees, we've got business partners here from all over the UK. And if you're going to Devon, to the outrageous rates in Devon down there to go and have a staycation, if you're in a privileged position to do that, well, what is a wee £5 or £10 to get extra in your shop? What is a little £25 gift? We only want people to help us if they're able to. So I'm going to share the next stage of what we were going to do. Edith will know this one. Edith put some blood, sweat and tears. Now, the charity's name is Safe Havens. It's a safe haven. This office is going to be a safe haven, Emma's going to share. But the safe haven concept is providing getaways, funded stays and experiences for those that need it the most. And what this property was a little experiment a few years ago. Well, rather than just using and relying on the generous donations of our hosts and partners of giving us their property, there's 3 nights, there's 7 nights. What if we had our own property? So we rented this property and the host was absolutely delighted. Listen, I'd love to be involved in your charity. That gave us 365 nights a year to give to people that we decided because it was ours. Edith put a lot of literally blood, sweat and tears into that property. Edith helped us with that one. We got some donations, we got nice furniture, and we kitted that out, and that was a 3-bedroom property in Largs, for those that know it, looking onto the sea, beautiful sunsets, and we delivered some great social impact there. We got people that genuinely needed it, children with cancer, what the end of life stays, some genuine stories. We run competitions for community heroes. Edith, the person that we did one story there, it's a nice story, we'll take it away from the meals. That couple had been trying for IVF for many years. This was the last attempt and the last thing of IVF. And people nominated who would deserve it. They wanted to go away, and they had been eating healthy and living healthy and off the drink. And then, great news, they got there, the guy proposed, they get married, and they had a baby. So that was great news. So I can't take credit for the baby, but that was a good story. Now, given it to that, there's maybe more needy people there, but I think that's a good news story. And we rented that all the time, but we squeezed that one. Edith got a little bit of publicity for the charity, but that is a good news story that 2 double good things came out of it as well. So that was our first attempt at that, and we'll talk more about that later, the big vision and strategy. Emma, back to the pillars.
Yeah. So Scott's told you a lot about the funded stays, and that is just one of the pillars of the charity. So for that, as Scott said, we can donate these, we can donate them to other charities, we can give them to people who need them. Thinking local heroes, think it doesn't have to be somebody who has an illness or somebody that's at end of life care. It could be a local hero. It could be the dinner lady in a school that turns up for a shift every single day and the kids absolutely love her and she's part of that community. It can be the lollipop lady that sees those kids across the road all the time, the mailman that just turns up without fail, somebody who needs a little break and the community want to say thank you to them as well. So that's where the kind of funded stays come in. The workspace and support for all, we have this amazing space here and we want to use it. So we're making event space affordable for businesses that can't afford it. I also want to help young entrepreneurs, and this is something that's really important to us as well. Think about a young person that's got an idea, take you back to maybe like a young Scott Weir, who was a bit of a toe rag, right? Well, we won't go into that. But someone like that needs a safe space to work, that needs to be around the right people, around the right environment. I'm also thinking about children who are maybe studying for their hires and they don't have an amazing home life, and maybe they could do with 2 hours just to sit down and study. We have desks here that they can use. This is the kind of stuff that we're wanting to do for that. And partnership support, that's working with different local charities. We've done a lot with Loaves and Fishes, and we've done a lot with St Mirren Foundation, and together using that collaboration, we can deliver so much more. Finally, sustainability. We're in the service accommodation industry. A lot of people hate Airbnb, not for wanting to tag anyone else. They're always take. They're taken away from the communities. That's not who we are, and it's not what we want to do. And think about when your linens, so think it's hotel quality linens, when they're no longer hotel quality, that doesn't mean they're not usable. Someone can use them. So we're making sure that that doesn't go to waste, everything's sustainable. Nothing that can be used gets thrown out of our properties. And that includes maybe if people leave food, they can donate food in the property, guests that are staying. If they leave clothes, oh, listen, I don't want them, we can get them out into the people that need them, and just crockery, different things. We'll make sure that nothing gets wasted in our properties.
Cool. So, end goal.
End goal is to have a massive network of safe havens throughout the UK so that we can give even more of these stays to people who need them the most, while giving back to the communities that we operate in. So it'll be absolutely amazing. And we said maybe one day we'll have stuff abroad as well, but at the moment we want a network of safe havens up and down the UK. Good.
So, guys, we've mentioned some of these things. Emma, how can people be involved in this? Because moving forward, and all the pictures of all the slides, it was kind of Emma and I focused because we took the pictures when we were doing it. We didn't want to share pictures of the team and people that donated their time because they may not have wanted to be on the slides. So we used pictures that we knew we could use, but it isn't about Emma and I anymore. It's about everybody that's involved. So guys, tell them how they can be involved.
Loads of stuff that you can do to help. And you're all helping just by being here today in the first place and helping us raise awareness. But financial donations and sponsorship, so that is a way that you can help if you're a business, even individual, you can do the sponsorship or donation. You can provide a safe haven property. You can provide a service for young entrepreneurs. So if you're going to help people in here, if you have a service you can offer these young entrepreneurs, please let us know. They need to be around the right people. Today, specifically, you can buy a raffle ticket, and we've had loads of sponsorship, loads of prizes. The prizes are on the back table, just at that kind of blacked out window, so you can have a look at them. And that'll be supporting not only us, but supporting the amazing businesses that did those donations as well, and into the bags that you're going to get on your way out. You can make a purchase from our little shop. So our little shop's at the back. I've seen people browsing, people have bought stuff already. You can make donations to our shop, and loads of you have done that already and brought stuff in, so thank you so much for doing that. And you can also follow us on social media, spread the word, tell people about us. We're a smaller, unknown charity, so the more people can share us, the more visibility we get. So that is the amazing things you can do to help. You can also volunteer, so if you have time to give, when we're doing things, we're doing fundraising, when we're doing kilt walk, you can walk with us. There's things like that you can do. When we're doing a day at the food bank, you can volunteer to put your time in with that as well. So that is all the amazing things you can do to help. But first and foremost, you're helping just by being here today, so I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. One way we had a conversation earlier about, listen, you're doing these things for young entrepreneurs. If you hear the term entrepreneur in residence, we would love people, don't need to be entrepreneurs, love people to be here. We are going to run sessions for people not just looking to get into business, but going down the wrong path in life. And for those that were with me when we started in Ayrshire, and Sir Tom Hunter would speak about education being one of the most valuable things. Well, for me, I think if we can catch teenagers at a certain age that have two different paths to go down, two different ways they could go down, and maybe all the evidence and all the programming they've had is like, listen, nobody believes in me, I'm worthless. there's no way I could come from my village or my town and never make anything in life, and I've got a bad start. Well, turns out that the guys are the superheroes. Turns out that they are the people that will be driving entrepreneurialism in Scotland forward. They will be the superstars with crazy brains that do things, that have that drive and ambition to excel and leapfrog everybody that's told them that they're not going to achieve anything in life. So one of the big things I want to do is get people here, entrepreneurs and residents, donating their time, and there's some amazing people here already volunteer to do it that can get these people at a certain type of life. And if they can see role models, we run networking last night, full of amazing role models, and say, well, if I can do it, guys, then I honestly say I'm the most stupid person. My brain does not work anywhere near as good as anybody else's in here. I would have had a bad start in life, and we would say to MD with dyslexia, with what they call it, neurodiversity, doesn't matter where you come from, you can go on and make it. And I say that you have a superpower that educated academic type people don't have. And if we can catch those kids at the right time, get them here, and we'll do things like writing a CV for them. We can do mock interviews so we can get them jobs. They can borrow all the business books. They can use our courses and resources. Think of the impact that would make. So even knowing and referring people that would use this and could come here and just be around the team, I think could make massive impact. So we're going to move on. We want to let the guest speaker, because we wanted to invite somebody here today much more experienced than Charity, than Emma and ourselves, because we're newbies and we are just learning. Guys, you'll see these little things everywhere, how to donate. It is so simple. If you grab your phone, you go to your camera, you scan a QR code, and guys, please do not give money if you don't have money to do. So just scan the QR code, and in 30 seconds, if you've got Apple Pay, probably 2.5 minutes. If it's another phone, you can donate. Don't give money if you can't afford it, even if it's £5. You can just bring your old stuff you'd normally put in the bin, and when you hear from the guest speaker, you'll think, I didn't think that would do any good, but trust me, it will. So the donation link is there. I'm going to finish with one slide and one quote. Steve Jobs, everybody knows Steve Jobs for Apple, arguably one of the most influential entrepreneurs, business leaders of the time. We're here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why be here? So, let's go and make a dent in the universe, everybody. I'm going to So, leading nicely on, someone that has put a dent in the universe and is currently denting fuck out the universe. We're going to invite our guest speaker up. I'm going to leave that donation link. We're going to hear from the guest speaker. We're going to go network, make some new friends. We're going to open up all the food. But first, I'm going to let Emma introduce the amazing guest speaker.
Absolutely. So we're just going to pass on, as Scott says, a little bit more seasoned than ourselves in charity working. So my wonderful charity partner in crime from Loaves and Fishes East Kilbride, Leslie Davidson.
Hey!
We couldn't be more delighted to have been chosen to work with Loaves and Fishes, to be part of what they do and one of their charity partners. Emma said to me, can you talk a bit about how tough it is running a charity? To which I said, well, do you have 2 days? Because it's a real tough gig. It really is. So if I could maybe share a wee bit with you about what we do and how that's going to work with Pillow, that would be lovely. And I would really appreciate the time to do that. So we are a non-referral food bank who started 30 plus years ago, making sandwiches, making soup in a hall, taking them into Glasgow and feeding the homeless, literally feeding people who had no way to help themselves. That evolved over the years because that's what you need to do, right? As a charity, you evolve and you respond to what people need. And in 2011, across the UK, food banks became a thing. It's terrifying, it was that long ago, but 2011. Loaves and Fishes began as a proper food bank then. We kind of ticked along, kept doing what we were doing in Glasgow, doing the food bank. It was tough, but you know, it was manageable. We were maybe doing 30 food parcels a week. If I were to tell you that we now do 180 food parcels a week, which feeds over 600 people and 120 pets, most important to mention, 180 food parcels a week. And what's happened now is we've become part of the problem because the establishment, the government, call it what you will, now rely on us to do the job that they should be doing. This isn't about being political, it's just a stark truth. We've become the establishment and it was never meant to be like this. And that really is the definition of a tough gig. It really is. COVID was an interesting thing for us because COVID was great for us. In as much as the whole world started to think about everyone else because everybody's life was paused. We couldn't do the things we would normally do. We couldn't go to work. We couldn't do all these things. So we started to think out with that. And in fact, what we experienced during COVID was an amazing inpouring of just support and love. And so many people wanted to do so much to help us. And we were so, so lucky. And it was amazing. But here's the thing. It's not like that anymore. It's really not. The world is a tough place. And as a culture, we've all got compassion burnout, is what I like to call it. It's all gone to shit. There's so much awfulness. Where do you start? And so we all, me, you know, and me included, it's easier just not to. It's not to think about it. It's not to engage with it, because where do you start? Because it's all gone to shit. So what I would say to you is you start with the little things. And sometimes the little things are a tin of beans to your local food bank. An hour of your time. Talk about them. Any of these things, anything that you can do, I promise you the smallest thing you do can have the biggest impact. And so for us, as a small charity in East Kilbride, to get the chance to work with Pillow, like, it's a mind-blowing opportunity, and we could not be more grateful. What I would say to you is, when you leave here today, sure, there's loads of things you can do to help. You can donate both in a corporate way and a personal way. You can volunteer. You can physically donate. There's so many things you can do, and we're so, so grateful, and I'm happy to talk to anyone about that. But here's the thing. If all you do when you leave here is talk about what we're doing and what Pillow are doing, that's the most important thing, because it's literally about humanity. It's about one person speaking to another saying, do you know what? We can't do this on our own. It's really, really tough. I literally lie awake at night thinking, right, okay, 600 people to feed next week. How's that happening? It is a real tough gig. So if you can be even a tiny part of that, we would be so grateful. And that's all you need to know. Thank you so much.
Now, there's one accuracy in Leslie's presentation there. She was super grateful and proud to be working with Pillow. I think Emma and I would agree it's the other way around. We've been to your place. It is a military operation. People coming and going. It's that food bank part would be the charity of our dreams, and we have no intention of replicating it. So it's Emma and I that are proud to be working with you guys. And you've been doing this longer than us, so thank you. I want to give a shout out to the team behind the scenes, not me. Emma is driving Safe Havens forward. We've been doing a lot of work in this. Indy would tell you I set the charity up during lockdown. Everybody's bamboozled of how we managed to do it, because I didn't do the proper paperwork. Emma, the trustees, the advisors, they are the ones that deserve the kudos. And Emma has been sacrificing her own business and franchise to get everything perfect. So I want to finish with a big shout out to Emma, the trustees, advisors, and everyone that donated and helped today. Thank you very much, guys. Woo! Let's go and have some food, make some friends.